held the sky in pieces near enough to touch, too soft to keep in jars. Old telescopes leaned over railings, green with salt and ribboned, white with lime, like they had spent their whole long silence trying to forgive the shape of time. I came there with my chest full of winter, all my sealed up leather under skin, thinking tenderness was for the chosen, thinking ruin always echoed from within. But in the saffron haze of the observatory, past the water lit what I could not hide, not to cleanse me into something spotless, just to warm the places I kept outside. And the cracked dome poured a patient color over every fault line I had named. I thought redemption would arrive as rescue. It came like heat that asked for nothing and remained. In the east we mosaic constellations, curled around a drain in silent spa. Tiny goldfish, faded planets, glass tesserae, soft as old applause. A rope hook held a threadbare towel, stiff with salt and pearl with age. And somewhere in the venting chambers the wind turned low like a turning page. I knelt beside the deepest basin, watched the steam erase my borrowed face, until all the selves I wore for damage lifted lightly from the surface space. Then one loose chain above the skylight caught the dawn and gave a copper flare, and suddenly the whole dim room looked less abandoned than repaired by air. So in the saffron haze of the observatory, baths even my silence learned to breathe, not to answer every fear I carried, just to loosen what grief had tied beneath. And the cracked dome poured a patient color through the mist and onto the stone veined floor. I thought redemption would arrive as rescue. It came like warmth returning through an open door. Then morning widened in the glasswork rose in amber through the sea blue steam, and every fracture in the ceiling held the sky without splitting the dream. The pools grew bright with moving gold, the brass rims blushed, the shadows thinned, and something in me long kept shuttered, unlatched without a sound or wind. Now the saffron haze of the observatory passed through somewhere quiet behind my ribs. Not a miracle, not a clean erasure, just a gentler tide in the chambers where I live. And the cracked dome still pours that color through the places I once called blame. I thought redemption would arrive as rescue. It came like heat that asked for nothing that trembled in shallow trays, catching dust like fallen snow, while pressed blue thistle, salt fern, and sea lavender slept beneath their panes in rows. The ceiling vents breathed brine and weather, the windows sighed with hairline rain, and every specimen looked half remembered, like beauty learning another name for pain. I came there with my private withering, all my lost seasons pinned too tight, thinking the heart was only a dry room where nothing bruised could still hold light. But in the ivory echoes of the lantern herbarium, even the brittle leaves look kind, not restored to their first wild blooming, just held so gently they outlived time. And the jars along the shelves kept glowing, soft as vows the dark had kept. I thought redemption would arrive as regrowth. It came like finding out the wilted parts were never left. In a drawer marked nocturnal varieties, I found a sprig the color of dawn through fog, threaded thin with silver pollen and wrapped in paper gone pearl and soft. Beside it lay a field notebook with tides pressed flat between its pages, notes in ink blurred into estuaries, tiny weather maps of vanished ages. I traced one line about a flower that opened only after storm and cold, and in the wavering lantern shimmer, those words felt less like warning than behold. Then from the rafters drifted seed fluff, white as breath in the moonlit air, circling through the aisles of glasswork, like blessings too patient to declare. By dawn the whole room turned translucid, every crack pane rinsed blue and gold, and I left with no new garden promised, just a quieter way to hold what couldn't be controlled. In the ivory echoes of the lantern herbarium, even the fragile roots felt known, not returned to some untouched beginning, just named with enough tenderness to grow their own. And the jars along the shelves kept glowing, soft as vows the dark had kept. I thought redemption would arrive as regrowth. It came like finding out the wilted parts were never left. The tidal aviary faced the sea. Its white arches bowed with salt vine. Its glass roof open to a pearl blue breeze. Empty cages hung like lantern moons, turning slow above the flooded path, while feathers gathered in the corners, like the afterthoughts of vanished wings and glass. The tide had entered through the lower gate and spread a mirror through the moss, making every broken perch and railing look less abandoned and softly lost. I came there with my clipped horizons, all my old alarms in a narrow chest, thinking freedom was for lighter bodies, thinking stillness only meant unrest. But in the porcelain dawn of the tidal aviary, even the open cages glowed with grace, not to give back what had already flown, just to leave more sky around its place. And the water held the hanging shadows like a promise too tender to demand. I thought redemption would arrive as flight. It came like learning I could loosen my own hands. At the far rotunda under a cracked cupola, a fountain bowl collected rain, filled with gold white petals, bits of reed, and one small ring of silver chain. The keeper's room stood half unfinished, seat tin stacked beside a damp law book, its pages furred with mineral weather, its careful entries softer every look. One note described a bird too fragile to survive the winter's iron wave, how it stayed through frost in borrowed quiet and sang again by spring from what it said. I read that line beside the water while mourning thin the blue to cream, and something in me long kept folded, shifted like a wing inside a dream. Then light came through the fractured ceiling, not gold but white with hints of rose, and every cage that once looked sorrowful tunnels, rusted turnstiles. The Cell Conservatory stood, all milk glass ribs and mineral blossoms, holding back the sea's blue mood. The panes were feathered white with crystals, veins of frost made soft by brine, and under them the long black speakers breathe the hush like half-remembered time. Coastal orchids climb the trellises, threaded through with silver lake and flame, while shallow pools along the pathway shook with light that never stayed the same. I came there with my weathered signal, all my old heart frequencies turned low. Thinking tenderness would never find me, thinking I was something built to erode. But in the velvet static of the Soul Conservatory, even silence had a pulse and bloom, not to heal me into perfect clarity, just to make a softer chamber in the room. And the crystals on the glass kept catching every pale and hesitant ray. I thought redemption would arrive as rescue. It came like warmth that learned to stay. In the eastern isle among the sea figs, a reel-to-reel slept under dust, its copper spools gone green with weather, its switches dimmed by pearl and rust. Nearby, handwritten specimen labels curled like shells inside a drawer, naming plants that thrive in salt-burned ground, the ones that split the stone and still endure. I touched a leaf with white edge margins, it bent but did not break apart. And something in me, long gone brittle, answered with a smaller, steadier heart. Then dawn moved through the highest arches, not gold but opal, cool and slow. And every crack I thought meant ending, filled with sea-washed light below. So in the velvet static of the Soul Conservatory, even my unrest began to fade, not erased, not blessing into forgetting, just received in gentler shade. And the crystals on the glass kept catching the shattered stalls and tide-stained awnings. The moonlit arcade still held its gleam, all brass-framed windows, cracked enamel and skylight dust like a silver dream. At the center lay the old round well mouth, ringed in tiles of pearl and blue, where a patient sheet of water trembled as if the night still listened through. Empty vitrines caught the fog light softly, mirrors dim with salt and age, while velvet curtains, damp at the edges, breathe like lungs along the arcade. I came there with my sealed off seasons, all my unfinished names packed tight, thinking mercy was a door kept hidden, thinking I was built for the colder light. But in the silver pollen of moonlit arcade, every ruined surface learned to glow, not remade into something spotless, just open enough to let the stillness show. And the water at the center kept reflecting what the dark no longer had to hide. I thought redemption would arrive as rescue. It came like moonlight settling on the tide. In an old perfumer's glass front cabinet, small bottles slipped in rows of dust, their labels blurred to moons and petals, their stoppers furred with pearl and rust. Beside them a jeweler's stand of velvet held one ring of tarnished star-shaped brass, and a seamstress's dummy by the corner wore a veil of salt and shattered glass. Above it all the skylight opened slightly, letting in a pale and drifting air, and silver motes came down in silence like blessings too weightless to declare. I leaned above the moonwell surface, watched my face unfasten in the blue, until every line I called damage looked more like weather passing through. Then dawn began behind the seawall, not gold but lilac, pearl and gray, and every shop front once left hollow turned cathedral in the breaking day. So in the silver pollen of the moonwell arcade, even absence felt alive and warm, not to give me back a former self, just to teach the empty rooms a gentler form. And the water at the center kept reflecting what the dark no longer had to hide. I thought redemption would arrive as rescue. It came like moonlight settling on the tide. speaking after everyone had gone. Rows of switchboards line the hallways, their little bulbs asleep in milk blue haze, while tide water climbed the checkered floor and held the ceiling in a wavering glaze. The mirrors wore long seams of weather, silver bruised by salt and rain, and shell lays along the counters caught the dim like memory catching flame. I came there with a fist of unsent seasons, all my crossed out names and static prayers, thinking love had always missed my number, thinking mercy wouldn't know me there. But in the halo mist of the pearl signal arcade, even deadlines carried something warm, not a voice returning from the distance, just the hush before the heart reforms. And the booth stood open in the sea wind, curtains breathing blue against the light. I thought redemption would arrive as an answer. It came like being gently heard by night. In a corner marked for overseas calling, a velvet stool leaned thin with age, and a handset slept on a braided cord, green with time and harbor haze. Beside it, message slips in shallow drawers, curled like petals under dust. Some stained gold with old lamp weather, some blurred to pearl by salt and rust. I pulled one free but could not read it, only fragments arrive. Forgive the tide in. And through the fog glass partition, my own reflection thinned and widened in the brine. Somewhere deep behind the walls, a relay click once, soft and clear, like a locked room in my body opening to let a little cleaner silence near. By dawn the marina turned to opal, mass stitched silver through the gray, and every booth that once looked lonely looked instead like somewhere sorrow came to pray. So in the halo mist of the pearl signal arcade, even my old static learned to rest, not erased, not answered into certainty, just tuned enough to live inside my chest. And the booth stood open in the sea wind, curtains breathing blue against the light. and chandeliers of salt dulled crystal trembled when the harbor weather passed. Small bitter oranges burn like lanterns through the leaves in pearl blue shade, while tidal water crossed the marble where old sunrooms once held summer still in place. I came there with my inward winter, all my unripe grief beneath my skin, thinking sweetness was for other people, thinking I had spoiled too much within. But in the moth glass mercy of the drowned orange reed, even the bruised fruit held a glow, not to make me clean or unbroken, just to show some tender things grow slow. And the water moved between the columns, cool as breath and pale as sleep. I thought redemption would arrive as rescue. It came like roots learning what the tide could keep. At the far end near the fallen trellis, a porcelain basin caught the rain, full of blossom stars and drifting leaves, and one gold peel curled like a flame. The gardener's ledger, soft with salt bloom, lay open on a wicker chair. Its careful rows of graft and pruning blurred to estuaries in the damp air. One note remained, late fruit still sweetens after wind and cold, if left enough light. And in that wavering citrus perfume, my old shame lost some of its bite. A moth rose white from under a branch tip, slow as ash, then bright as breath, circling once beneath the chandeliers, like a blessing stitched from weather and neglect. Then dawn entered through the broken ceiling, not gold but apricot and pearl. And every tree that grew half wild there looked less forsaken than faithfully unfurled. So in the moth glass mercy of the drowned orange rye, even my hardest winters turned to air, not erased, not ripened into perfection, just warmed enough to let sweetness gather there. And the water moved between the columns, cool as breath and pale as sleep. I thought redemption would arrive as rescue. It came like roots learning what the tide could keep. by the estuary. The old cinema still kept its blue, all gilt plaster, mildew velvet, and a screen the tidelight wandered through. The aisles were rivers after midnight, thin with seawater, cold and clear, while rows of seats with salt-paled fabric held the shape of absences for years. Up in the booth, the reels lay sleeping, round as moons in rusted tin, each one a weathered little afterlife of scenes that would not stay where they had been. I came there with my cut-up seasons, all my fill endings spliced too tight, thinking memory was just a projector, burning holes in every softer night. But in the blue mercy of the estuary cinema, even the damaged frames could glow, not repaired into a flawless picture, just slowed enough to let their hidden colors show. And the beam kept filling up with salt as soft as breath in a chapel of air. I thought redemption would arrive as erasure. It came like seeing what survived the tear. I climbed the stairs into the projection room, where ticket stubs slept under glass, and found one reel unlabeled silver black, its metal case furred white with salt and ash. When I set it on the spindle carefully, the whole booth sighed with borrowed light. The screen below bloomed into fragments, sea walls, hotel lamps, a figure dressed in white. No face stayed long enough for naming, just gestures blurred by tide and grain. A hand unclosing on a station platform, a coat left on a chair in rain. Then came a scene of empty shoreline, all pearl fog and submerged marquee. And in the hush between the flickers, something in me stopped resisting what I'd seen. By dawn the screen had turned translucent, the film gone pale to milk and gray, and every scene I thought would break me looked like weather finding its own